Damn it. Ugh, lost.
Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Up there and bitch slam.
And that's not the right term to use.
I'm sorry.
Just say pimp slapped him.
No,
Pimp slapped
no,
him.
no, because that's not going to take effect. You got to say what he really did. Pimp slap is not the word. He bitch
A
slapped.
pimp slap is a pimp slap when they hit those.
Yeah, but he bitch slapped him. That was a bitch slap and a pimp slap are two different things.
It's the whole thing. Well, just my top half of my body is now in the plus size.
Yes,
and my bottom half is not.
Okay.
And for me, yes, even though you say I'm not vain, I am somewhat vain. I do have, but like that was just like hurtful. Like that I've gotten that big. So
Hey guys, if it's crazy,
All right, go now.
Get in there! Oh my God! Hey guys, welcome to the family mess. I'm Noah, and have a nice day. Good God!
I love the family mess. Oh.
My God! Oh my God! You got Ian.
Welcome to the Family Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ian, and this is my wife and co-host, Nathalie. The Family Mess, the podcast about life with kids and all things adulting. Let's talk. Nathalie, we're back. Again, let's get it done. This is going to be an exciting podcast tonight. I can feel it. How are you?
I'm good.
You sound great and you look great. I love you.
Yeah.
Are you lying?
You're lying, but I'm good.
I'm not. I don't understand. When I make a comment to you, why do you think I'm lying when I say these things to you? Do you think I just...
Well, you're saying it because you just want me to feel better because
No.
I've not been feeling good today.
I know, but when I say things to you, I don't say it just to make you feel better.
Oh.
If I don't mean it, I'm not going to say it. Why do you always like downplay my comments and my... What are those called when I'm making you sing... what are those things called? Compliments.
Compliment?
Yeah. Why do you downplay my compliments to you? You always downplay them. Like you don't take my compliments serious. What's up with that?
I got problems.
You want to explain what your problems are, or do you want to just go into something
I
else?
got a lot of problems right now, so no.
Well, you got to start taking that medicine. That's supposed to be this next podcast, is taking the medicine. But let's do our 5 minutes a pound real quick and then just get into the podcast today. So how's your 5 minutes a pound going? It's not going. You're just looking at me.
Well, I'm going to tell a sad story today.
Go ahead.
Women out there, you can all relate. Not everybody can relate, but some of y'all will be able to relate to this because as an aging woman, like fat just follows us. So, yeah, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. Mm-hmm. Got invited to a wedding. Mm-hmm. Did look at the invitation thoroughly. It was an online invitation.
Oh, yes. I don't want to. I don't know if I should say this on the podcast.
It's not a bad thing. Got invited to a wedding.
Oh.
I was so excited to get the invitation. So excited to go.
I remember this. Yeah, we talked about this.
Then something said to me, it's got like 2 weeks before the wedding. Now it's like a week and a half. Something said to me, check the invitation. Go back online, find it, and look at it. So I went online because I'm really slow about responding to RSVPs for things. I'm always like late. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this right away. And as long as the date was good, I was good.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't read the facts section.
I made this mistake months ago.
Yeah, this is the same thing Ian did.
Yep.
But I caught it not the day before. I caught it 2 weeks before.
Oh, man.
Well, the invitation says formal gown and suit and tie. Ian and I are so not formal gown, suit and tie people. And
are we going to the prom or a wedding? What's up with this?
Hey, everyone does their own thing, Ian. That's the new thing. Like, the younger generation, they got their own little thing. So it's fine. That's not the problem. The problem is me and my lack of formal gowns and my lack of gowns and my abundance of weight. That's like my problem.
Yes.
So I go to the store with one of my new friends I met on Bumble. We go to the store, to the mall, and I try on dresses. And honest to God, I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I really am. After our vacation, I went up. I always gained weight on vacation. Then it went back down. Then when I came home, it went back up. So anyway, long story short, I go to get this dress, and yeah, I pick out what I normally would think would be my size. And like I have breasts, so my top half is bigger. I'm always like a size or two bigger on the top than I'm the bottom. So I tend to have to buy a dress bigger.
That's right.
So on the bottom, I'm fine. But on the top, why is he making noise? Why is he talking?
Hold on. Just
hit pause. I don't understand.
Hold on a second.
He's too old not to understand.
All right.
As I was saying before my child just started yelling. So my top half is bigger than the bottom half. So I go and I pick out these sizes and I go in the fitting room, which I hate to do, but I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And then I realize these sizes don't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when I realize the sizes I have, then I'm like, I have to, like on the bottom, I'm normal size.
Yes.
On the top,
I
am now a plus size on the top.
The top where the stomach is, or the top where the
no,
boobs
the breast,
are?
the top of the dress, because you have to be able to zip it up.
So
it's the whole thing. Well, just my top half of my body is now in the plus size.
Yes,
and my bottom half is not.
Okay.
And for me, yes, even though you say I'm not vain, I am somewhat vain. I do have, but like that was just like hurtful. Like that I've gotten that big. So yeah. So I did just now. I've been looking online at food services. I need to do something. I don't know why.
So that's why you've been feeling bad lately.
That's not the only reason. But anyway. So, but I did. So I looked up boxing gyms. I tried to find what I like to do. But, this 5 minutes is going to maybe take like 7 minutes.
Oh,
but
God.
anyway. But
go ahead.
It's hard. Like everything that I want to do is hard. Like I found a place that's nearby that I can get to easily. Because I know if it's not close, I ain't going to go. And if I like the boxing gyms, because I've done them before, I like them. But the one place I called, the dude, I don't know what his problem is. He never called me back. I tried. I reached out to him a couple times. He has an actual physical building and he don't want clients. So I kind of gave that up. So I'm like, why is it hard? Then I found another guy, but he's way out in Sanford. That's like 20 minutes drive. I'm like, I'm not your guy, but another lady recommended me to. But I'm like, he's so far. I'm like, that's not going to work for me. I know who I am and I know how I work. And if you ain't close or don't have someone who's going with me, I have no motivation to go. So I finally tonight, I got tired. I looked up the boxing gyms, no luck with that. And I found a gym that has like classes up the street, which is like 2 minutes from the house.
Yes.
So I put in a note. I put in a request. So I'm hoping they'll call me.
Why don't you go in person?
I hope I like that.
Go in person and meet them. Like drive up there with your car and then talk to them in person. That might be easier.
Well, no, that's what they'll after I contact them, then they contact you back, and then you set up a time to go in.
No, I don't do that. I just go right into the gym and talk to them. It's more success when they see you. Then they take you seriously. When you talk on the phone, they don't take you seriously. I'm telling you. Driving to a gym and sitting down with them, I'm telling you, you get better results that way. I'm just telling you.
The only results I get is when my ass shows up. That's the only results I get. But this place I can literally ride my bicycle there.
Where the hell is this place at?
It's right there by Four Rivers up the street. It's in the Four Rivers Plaza in the back somewhere.
Oh, God. What's the name of the gym?
I forfeit.
Oh, how long has it been there?
It's been there a few years. Enough.
Well, if they can help you, then
I'm hoping. I need something close by, convenient. I need something that's easy. I don't know if it's easy. I just need something. I need something. So that's what I did today. So I'm hoping that they actually will call me back, or if I have to go up there, that they're friendly and nice and not like make me mad. Because, yeah. Oh, sidebar, real quick before we start the show. So I won't say any names, of course, but I had the same dentist for 30 years.
Oh, man.
30 plus years. I had the same.
Why are you bringing this up
dentist?
now?
Because I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Oh, my God.
I had the same dentist for 30 plus years since I was like 14 years old, 13. I had the same dentist, right? This man see me through thick and thin with my teeth, and I have great, even though I've had some cavities and stuff, I have really good teeth.
Yes.
And I've referred like many people to him. Everybody loves this guy. He's a great dentist.
Me too. I've been going there. You longer than me, but I've been going there pretty much since I got out of college.
Yeah, so probably about 17, almost 20 years.
Yeah. He's,
right.
The guy is really. I love the guy.
Yes.
I don't want anybody else touching my damn teeth.
Him and our hygienist.
Yes.
We share the same hygienist.
Yes.
She was a great person too. I liked going to her. I enjoyed it. So now I go, and it's just not my dentist retired after I don't know how many years, because he was in practice years before I even went there. So he finally retired, which he deserves to retire. And I go, and there's a new dentist in there. And I go in, and I get, I go in, because I think I have my tooth is starting to hurt. So I'm like, I think I have a cavity. Let me go get it checked out. Because I've been eating candy, but I stopped. I haven't had candy in over 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'm like, I go in there and I sit in the chair. He comes in and he says he says hello. He greets me. He says, I'm Dr. blah, 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 dentist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to look at your teeth. That's all he says, right? He's a brand new dentist. I've been going to that office for 30 years.
Yeah, he's replacing the dentist that you've been used to going to.
Yes,
for
right. He took over the practice.
Yes.
So he comes in, he talks to me for like 2 seconds.
Yes.
And I'm sitting
and
there.
And he's young too.
Yeah, he's a younger guy. And I'm sitting there like, he ain't even try to get to know me. He ain't.
No small talk.
No, none.
Yeah, no small talk.
Right?
He ain't trying to talk to
So
you.
I'm like, well, maybe this is how this dentist is.
He ain't trying to talk to
And
you.
I said, maybe that's how he is.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. So when I go to check out, I've never had a problem with this dentist in my entire life. I go there, everyone's nice,
The dentist
everyone's
office
kind.
overall has treated you well every single
no
time
matter
you've
what.
been there.
Right. Even when my mom was poor, let me tell you, that's why I always went to this dentist. When my mom had no money to pay for me to get my teeth done, he took payments from her.
Oh, wow.
He allowed her to make payments every month when my mother could not afford my dental work.
That's a good doctor
Right.
dentist right
So
there.
that's why I stayed with this guy, right? And he was good.
That guy's fair.
Right. So I go to check out.
Uh-oh.
And in the background, I hear the dentist guy, go to another room.
Oh, hell.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, God.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm blah, blah, blah. Oh, how long have you been at the practice?
Oh.
And your husband? Oh, how's your husband? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, man. Oh.
And I said,
Who's he talking to?
I said, wait a minute. I gave him a pass thinking that's just his demeanor. But now I'm hearing you chatting up this other lady, right? And all nice and friendly, asking her how long she's been a patient, all this stuff. And so when I'm checking out, as I'm hearing this, I tell the lady at the front desk, I said, look, because she raised by him. She goes, oh, he's a really good dentist. Has a great demeanor. I said, look, you need to tell your little dentist, man, that he needs to make sure he treats everybody the same when they come in this office. And then she says, oh, maybe it's because that person has a full appointment and you only came. I said,
Doesn't matter.
it don't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody should be treated the same when they come in this office. And
Correct.
she just kind of got quiet. She goes, yeah, you're right.
You're damn right.
I said, and so now
She ain't trying to fight you.
Natalie's looking for a new dentist. I am done. I ain't going back in there.
Natalie,
I am going in there to get my filling done because I need it done now.
I told Natalie this was going to happen. I said, Natalie, Dr. So-and-so is leaving. The hygienist is leaving. I said, I don't like this, man. And I told her, I said, no, Ian, don't worry. I'm like, nah, man. I said, I don't have a good feeling about this because me and Natalie have used the same people for years now. And, when somebody goes in your mouth, that's a big deal. Somebody's messing with your teeth. And I don't like anybody messing my teeth. I'm a real stickler. I'm like a baby about that. So now I told her, I'm like, now that she told me that experience, I don't want to go either. I don't even want to deal with it.
Now, I got a tent. Now I ain't trying to hold up the card.
Go ahead and say
now.
it.
And it may be because I was apprehensive.
You know what you're
because
trying to say.
you know what? I was apprehensive to go in there because you've changed everything.
Yeah,
so I'm sitting there and I'm actually in a little bit of shock as they're talking to me and they're asking me things and I'm like, this is not my dentist. This is not.
Oh man, I'm not going.
I'm in a little bit of shock.
I'm not doing this.
And instead of that man making me feel calm and good to be there, and relax, he pissed me off. Right?
It's the people skills that people like. If you read patients in the reviews of doctors, the ones that give doctors the best scores are the ones that have the best bedside personalities.
Yes,
and they don't get sued as much.
Probably because I know you're
true.
not trying to do me harm.
No, it's true. They don't get sued as much when you're nice to people and you treat them well. They don't get malpractice suits as much. It's proven. It's a statistic. Crazy. I didn't even think about that.
I ain't trying to throw the card, but
go ahead.
I got that tent, and that other lady sure did not. So I don't know what his problem was, but because I got my tent, you need to make sure even more that you talk to me with some engagement.
Yes,
and not come at me.
What Natalie's trying to say is this doctor or dentist.
I don't know if that was it or not. Could have been my demeanor.
Natalie, just
I don't
say
know.
it.
I don't know.
Natalie's saying because she's a person of color that this guy might not have a preference for that. That's what she's trying to say. Natalie,
I don't know. I don't know to do. I don't know. I can't say. All I know
just
is
say what
I got a tint.
Feel.
That lady ain't got no
Say
tint.
what you feel.
He was super nice to her.
Yes, he
engaging
was.
her,
He
asking
was.
her how long. He didn't ask me. Oh, how long have you been in depression?
You were
he
hurt.
just looked at me like,
You're nothing.
yeah, for real. Because I was okay with that when I thought that was just him. And I said to myself, man, he wasn't very engaging, like with me coming here for the first time since he's been here.
Correct.
He's never seen me before.
That's correct.
Right? And so, but I was like, well, maybe that's just how he is. But as soon as I heard him, and I mean, whole conversation.
As happy as can
Do you have kids?
Oh.
It even got to there.
Damn.
Right? He ain't asked me if I had a cat at my house.
You were just hurt, man. You're hurt.
I don't. Yeah,
I understand
because
why.
when you go somewhere
I
and
understand.
you're not treated like everybody else.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You notice immediately,
Right.
Yeah, because you felt almost isolated now.
Yeah.
because they're just not treating you the same.
Right. That's all. I don't need you to but I just need to be treated like everybody else who comes up in
So
there.
if he
so if
didn't-
you asking her about her kids and how long she's been a patient, I expect something.
Of course.
Similar.
What's your name,
Something.
Natalie? So how long have you been a patient at Dr. Glenn?
Right, because that's the easiest question to ask everyone that comes in.
You know, how many kids do you have? What are you doing
Right,
now?
that's the major.
What's your job?
Right, that's the easy icebreaker.
Simple icebreakers that make you
Yes.
feel at ease.
Yes.
And then you can go out and mess with my teeth after that.
Right.
Because I know you have some concern about me as a patient.
Right.
And what's going
And
on.
it ain't even got to take 2 minutes for that
It would
conversation
have
to
probably
go.
taken less than a minute, really,
Yeah,
if you think about it.
for sure.
Because then now you feel comfortable, and then the guy will ask you questions every now and then. So that's why Dr. So-and-so was good at that. He would work on you, and then every now and then he'd stop and ask you a question.
Right, he would
about what you're
engage me
doing.
about who I am
So,
and whatever.
As he's working on your teeth, you felt really good. And then when you're done, you're like, damn, I'm going back to this guy. Because really what it comes down to is whoever you're dealing with, it doesn't have to be a dentist, anybody in life.
Man.
When people make you feel wanted, you want to deal with them again.
Yes.
Because they make you feel valued.
Yes.
That's what it comes
And then
down
when
to
you
is
don't, when they
value.
don't, you don't want to see them again. So I will go back to get my filling done because that's going to cost me 2 appointments somewhere else.
Damn.
But after that, that dude ain't going to see me again.
Well, me either, because I'm not going if you're not.
I'm like,
going.
you done
I
lost
didn't
2
wanna go on
patients.
the last one.
Oh, and just know, when I go back in the office, I will let him know about himself.
Oh, God.
Nicely, of course,
Yes.
but I will let him know
You're
about
so
himself.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't let.
Oh,
anybody
I don't
know,
give a
but
crap.
You're better than
if
me.
He, if
I
I
couldn't
don't
talk to anybody
If I
after
don't
that.
tell him, how does he know?
Yeah, that's true.
How does he know? How does he know now to correct his behavior to not make someone else feel the way he made me feel coming in that office after being a patient for 30 plus years?
Are you gonna fight somebody? Because it sounds like you're gonna
Yes.
hit somebody.
I feel entitled because I've been a 30 plus year patient. I'm supposed to be on the VIP list at the office because I've been a 30-year patient, 30 plus year patient.
I guess we've used
All
our
right.
time in our podcast to go on
Sorry.
a little sidebar.
Sorry for my sidebar,
there.
but
My God,
right? But here we go. We're talking about disrespect, ain't we?
disrespect.
And the slap heard around the world.
Oh my God. Natalie and I decided to do this podcast because on Sunday night I'm sitting here doing some work. Natalie comes up to me and goes, Ian, did you hear what just happened? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, man, Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't make no sense.
No, don't. Not when you just say it like that. It don't make sense.
And here's the truth. It didn't even register till the next day. Like when you said it, I'm like, I just didn't even think about it. I was like, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. It doesn't even make any sense. You saying those words didn't even make any sense to me.
Right.
So I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. So the next morning, I'm like, well, I have my phone and I'm listening to the radio and I'm like, man, this must have been a hell of a slap. So I go on YouTube.
Man.
and they have the unedited version on YouTube.
Oh,
So-
of course, yes.
So I'm showing it and I see Chris Rock do his thing and he makes this joke and, it's funny. It was a funny joke.
It was a funny joke.
I thought
but
it was funny.
it was insensitive.
It was insensitive.
If he knew.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the best caveat.
Correct.
If he knew. Because we
Correct.
don't know if he knew.
We don't know the full story behind
You can't
what even
assume
happened.
everybody and their mama
Correct.
knows what her condition
Correct.
was. Because not everybody and their mom knows
No.
who Jada Pinkett Smith is.
That's correct. So
She's very popular, and-
Everywhere.
right, yes, but not everyone knows who she is.
and nobody knows really what's going on in her life personally. So
Not all the time. No. She's publicly said that she's fighting this, and she's had it on Instagram and stuff. She's talked about it publicly.
okay.
But not everyone listens to Red Table Talk.
Correct.
Not everyone follows current, celebrity news and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff. So not everyone knows.
And I don't think Chris Rock would have made that joke if he knew what
She
was
had a
going
medical
on.
condition. I don't think so either.
I don't think he knew.
I
I,
don't
think
think
he
so
just saw her with her haircut and then just made a joke at the moment. He
well,
was in the moment and made a joke.
unfortunately, right? There's a comedian on stage.
Comedian. That's the caveat
Right.
here.
There's
He's
a comedian on stage, and you're in the front row.
You're gonna get slammed.
That's why you never sit in the. Well, I mean, I know they got assigned seats, but that's why you don't sit in the front row because that's what comedians.
Everybody at the Oscars in the front row always gets slammed by a comedian.
I don't think.
That's why I don't sit at front.
I don't think he even thought about what he said. I think he just saw her haircut, because when you see a woman with a shaved head, you look at her like, damn, like she's confident. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course. You don't look at them as like she ain't got no hair. If only people who are super mean and shallow look at you like, oh, she ain't got no hair. No. You look at them like, damn, they rocking that.
A woman with a bald head, they even walk confident when they have their hair.
Right, it's just like the ladies in the Wakanda what's the name of it?
Black Panther.
Yes, in the Black Panther movie, right?
Yeah, they're all bald.
When you look at them, you're like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
man, sexy.
You don't look at them like, oh wow, their hair is bald.
No.
No, it's not. It's like
they wore that dress. You're like, damn.
Yeah, and that's why he was like, I forgot what he said first. He said something nice to her first. Hey Jada, I love you. And when's G.I. Jane 2 coming out or something like that? Why are you laughing, Ian?
Sorry, I should look it up on YouTube right now and play that joke.
But the thing is, G.I. Jane in the movie was a powerful woman.
Yeah, she portrayed a powerful woman. That
she beat everybody down, and she had a shaved head.
She ended up cutting her hair off in the movie to make the seals. That's what the whole movie was about. The first woman to make the seals. But her head was shaved, correct.
Right?
Yeah, it was shaved.
Right, and that was a powerful moment.
Yes.
So, yes, was it in poor taste? Yes. Was it malicious in intent? No. I
don't think so.
Did she like it to receive that? No. Because she didn't want the attention.
In front of everybody.
She didn't like the attention in front of everybody, which I get.
In the format, in front of everybody, yeah, I don't think she wanted it there. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. And then the kicker is, homeboy laughed.
He did laugh because it was funny.
Because, I mean,
he laughed because it was funny. So his initial reaction is his reaction.
True, right?
That's his true feeling.
It was a funny thing
because it was funny.
But then on the flip side, though, he's probably seen his wife suffer at home.
Yes, he has.
Dealing, I know if any, as women, their power is like in their hair and all that.
Black women's power is in their hair.
Well, it is women in general. Like really, women. Hair. Oh, women in general. Women? Yeah, hair is a big deal. Oh, it's a big deal for women in their hair.
So it's all women.
Doesn't matter.
Not just black women.
All women, no matter what race, country, whatever you from.
I didn't know that.
Hair is a thing.
Okay.
Right? So he's probably seen her suffering and crying because her hair is falling out, right? Her hair is shedding.
Yep.
I mean, it's a dramatic, it's traumatizing,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Especially as a celebrity where you're in front of the camera all the time.
Yeah, that's tough.
So when he looked over, because I mean, her expression was more like, oh God, this dude, like, that was all her expression was.
Yeah, it wasn't smiling. She wasn't happy for sure.
Right, but she wasn't like,
she wasn't happy.
She wasn't looking at him like, hey, you better go get that dude right there.
Yeah.
She didn't look at him like that.
No.
She just was like, she looked at Chris Rock and said, she rolled her eyes at him like, man, why don't you just leave me alone? Like, shut up.
Yeah, I pretty much thought that if Will didn't react, it would have just ended right there, and the show would have went on.
Nobody would have remembered nothing.
Nobody would have really remembered the joke.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It would have been a joke, part of the whole thing, and then move on with life.
Right. But I think this is happening to him for a reason. I don't know his life, so I don't know the reason, because this was so out of character at the most pivotal point for so many other people and himself.
Yeah, man.
They were like all like Questlove
had
won an award. I forgot which
one of the first awards in a long time.
Right, he won an award. Then they had the first black producer, which is Will Packer, who went to FAM, Rattlers. Right, he went to my alma mater, and he was an engineering student like me. Mm-hmm. So mad props to him and his movie success. Mm-hmm. But
call me, bro.
He was. You didn't even go to FAM. You went to FSU, bro.
Call me anyway.
You went to FSU. But yeah, it was his first time. It was the first time ever that a black person had produced the Oscars, right?
Wow.
Then you had Wanda Sykes. Then you had Regina Hill.
Yep.
Then you had then Will Smith won the award, right, for portraying Venus and Serena's dad.
Yep.
Then the kicker to that, right, after he went crazy, cray, he gets this award, and then he says, "Yeah, I'm like their dad, defending my family." Come on, man.
Nah, man.
Now you just put yourself with their dad who ate. I don't know his history, but he ain't been arrested as far as I know for battery or
He walked up there and bitch slammed.
And that's not the nice term to use.
I'm sorry.
Just say pimp slapped him.
No,
He
no,
pimp slapped
no,
him.
no, because that's not going to take effect. You got to say what he really did. Pimp slap is not the word. He bitch
A
slapped.
pimp slap is a pimp slap when they hit those.
Yeah, but he bitch slapped him. That was a bitch slap and a pimp slap are two different things.
I don't know about that.
He went up stage because Chris Rock didn't expect. Do you see how his whole head turned when his palm hit the side of his face? He didn't even expect it. He bitch slapped him because he didn't punch him. He slapped him. So that's even more disrespect to a man.
Well, yes. But the thing is, the fact that he walked up there, and Chris Rock was probably thinking like, "Oh, what's Will coming up here to do? Like, what's that?"
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" That's what he said, like a joking mood.
Right. He didn't think anything was coming like that. And then the kicker to me is when after he did it, he just struts off the stage
like a pimp.
Struts. Like he ain't like walk.
He didn't run.
He just like. Oh yeah. He didn't even. He walked back like
he cleaned up his jacket because his jacket got messed up a little bit. He put it back together and then walked off.
He did some gangster stuff. That's like gangster.
Like he walked off like nothing happened, and then he went on to proceed to curse him out in the audience. And
that's when I knew it was real.
The funniest part of the whole thing was how everybody around didn't know it was real or fake, and everybody look at the people's faces in the audience.
Oh, Lupita was the best one. Lupita, sorry.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was the best.
She was just sitting there with a smile on her face, like, I don't know what to do. Is this real? Is this fake? Dude's cursing and going crazy over here. I don't know what to do. And people, the look of people. And do you know when he went back up there to accept his award? I have never seen this at the Oscar before. Usually, after like a minute or two, they start playing that music. The music didn't even play. The music didn't play once. They just let him talk, and because. Who's gonna play that after?
They probably afraid of getting knocked the heck out.
Do you know he like ruined the Oscars? Really,
he ruined it for everybody.
Every
honestly,
single person.
He ruined all the black folks' moments on the Oscars.
Oh God, listen,
because everyone's been talking about Oscars so white, and finally we had some color. Right, we had some color going on at the Oscars.
Yeah, it was great moments.
His worst moment of his career. Yeah. I can't say his life because I don't know his life, but of his career publicly,
TV career, yes.
publicly, he just messed everybody else.
That's what he's gonna remember for many years to come.
So no one remembers his win.
When you look at his legacy throughout everything he's done, that's gonna be like up there at the top.
Oh yeah,
for what he's done.
Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, remember that time Will Smith pimp slap?
And he's done. The way to get past this is to embrace it. Really, start making fun of it. Talk to Chris, and both of you start making fun of it. Because if you start making,
but hold on. Oh wait, go ahead and finish.
If you start making fun of it, then it kind of dies out. If you start making fun of it. But if you just kind of, start letting it bother you, and then respond negatively, man, it's gonna last forever.
So on the flip side of this, right? I'm gonna try to wrap this up though. But on the flip side, Chris Rock. Now when it happened, he was like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So Will Smith, 2 days later,
Will Smith hit the S out of me.
Right. But Will Smith made a statement within 24 hours. Chris Rock ain't said nothing. Why? Because that dude is pissed. He is pissed. There's no way that dude ain't pissed. You embarrassed me, slapped me across my face, right? Like he would probably say my MFing face.
He would.
Right. In front of the globe, not even just America, the globe.
Countries were watching.
Right,
this.
The whole world, right?
Yeah.
You just came up on stage, hit me with open hand across my face, right? I'd be pissed. Like I wouldn't have no statement to make. Now, the only thing, if I were Chris Rock, I would be doing is I would, and I hope he does at some point, I would call Jada Pinkett Smith, because I know he got their number, whatever,
he probably
and say, hey, I didn't, if he didn't know, say, hey, I didn't know, and I'm sorry. Or, I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I didn't understand, and I'm sorry. I think that's the one thing he needed to do.
I think there was beef with him before.
Maybe there was, but
there was.
But still, it don't give you no right. What your mama always? My mama told me at school, no matter number one rule at school, you don't hit nobody until they hit you first.
Yeah.
Now, once they hit you, you get them.
Yeah, I agree.
But you never throw the first blow ever. There's nothing sticks and stones. That's right. You taught sticks and stones.
That's what we teach our kids. Same thing.
Sticks and stones.
Don't start a fight. But if someone touches hands,
then it's on. But thankfully, thankfully Chris Rock did not because that would have been a whole melee. It could have been on the show,
like the BET Awards
or any of those shows. Hey, they say the worst. Like there was a list about the top 5 bad Oscar moments. Like the top 5 worst. It was like John Wayne hit somebody.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So somebody
I gotta go find. I don't know if there's a
somebody
video.
has gotten hit at the Oscars before.
Yeah, John Wayne hit somebody.
Oh, I didn't know somebody else got hit.
Yeah,
at the Oscars.
yeah. And then they were talking about the other ones were like Woody Allen getting awards and
weird.
the Predator people
Yeah,
are
the
getting
weird
awards.
stuff. Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's
But
a
those are
lot.
like the worst, moments of the Oscars. And Will Smith is not really his is bad, but not up there like the other ones that seem to have happened.
But I
So,
think more people are watching the Oscars now. Well, there will be next year.
Next year, just in case any drama, because people, everyone's like, well, why?
They love drama.
Why is everyone so? Why is everyone talking about this so much?
Listen,
People like other people's drama.
Oh, they do. That's why reality TV is so good.
Right, you don't want your own drama.
No.
And you don't want people to know your drama. But to see somebody else's play out.
You love it and laugh, and you be rubbing your hands together,
Well,
see what happens next.
That's why people
love it.
That's why people love memes, and that's why
Yes.
now Will Smith is even. He's gonna have
And
so many
Jada.
memes.
Oh God,
memes,
But
so many.
Listen, I'm telling you, the best thing they can do is make fun of themselves, and it'll die out. If you go on the talk shows, apologize and make fun of yourself, it'll die out because people don't have any. There's no fuel.
Oh, people are tired of them already. After
That's what
this.
I'm saying. There's no.
They're already tired.
Once there's no fuel with this, people are gonna be like, they're gonna talk about this for the next week and a half and forget about it and move on to something
Well,
else.
someone posted in one of the. I think I'm in like a movie group, and they posted on Facebook that they're going to talk about this on Red Table Talk. Everybody was like, I ain't watching that. Like everyone in the group was like, we over them.
Ain't nobody trying to hear about that on Red Table Talk.
No, because they over them. But I don't know if that was true or not. But here's the question. This was supposed to be our question for today, right? So a lot of people spoke about that he was justified in doing what he did.
Okay.
Right? Because he's defending his woman.
Correct.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I'm like, dude, I know there are a lot of women who say, if that was my man, I would be so happy. I need a man like that.
We're not back in the 1800s, dude.
I don't want a man that can't control himself.
I agree.
And is, in my honor, when my life has not been threatened.
Correct.
Now, when life is
Yes.
threatened, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's correct.
If someone's about to hit me or do harm
Or
to
hurt
me,
you, yeah.
right, physically,
Yeah.
step in.
Yeah.
Right? Got my back. Don't be getting my back way back, but get my back right close up.
Please
right?
help me,
Like
please.
step in.
I'll put a bullet for you.
But for you now, because somebody called me a name, and yes, if I'm sensitive, I could see if maybe she cried. I could see him getting that mad.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter, but I could see him getting that mad because she's like cry, like she
yes.
was in like super
Yes.
emotional distress in the moment.
Correct,
right?
that's
But she
correct.
wasn't. She just rolled her eyes and was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Please."
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
that was it. But for him now to go get up, walk probably like 30 feet. It wasn't like he was right in front of the dude.
And nobody stopped him.
He had to get up, right? Because it's Will Smith. It's just like when Kanye went on the stage with Taylor Swift.
nobody stopped
Nobody
him.
gonna stop because they don't.
They're the superstars.
Right. It's like when Little Mama went up the stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys when they were singing
Yeah,
because
when
she wanted to be in the song.
And she was crazy over her pregnant self. Yeah.
No, Little Mama was not pregnant
She
when she.
wasn't?
No.
That must be thinking about somebody else.
Oh my God. That was an awards show. It was like, I forgot which one. One of those music awards
She
shows.
went up there
when
when-
they were singing, Jay-Z
And
and
Alicia
Alicia
Keys?
Keys were singing their New York song.
And Little Mama came
And
up
Little
there?
Mama's from New York.
Oh.
So all of a sudden in the middle of the song,
She wasn't invited though.
no. Little Mama got up on stage and she in the middle of the song, the
Dancing?
the whole thing. She's like up there, she's
Oh.
dancing, she's everything. And they both like
What is this?
Jay-Z,
B doing up here?
Alicia Keys said she didn't really notice her because
Yeah.
she was singing. She was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
her
yeah.
moment. But Jay-Z was like, why is she up here? But like they know who she is.
Yeah.
So they didn't like run her off, but they was like, why is she trying to steal our moment,
Yeah,
right?
nobody invited you to this party. What are you
No,
doing
I
up
mean
here? Get
straight up
outta here.
on stage
Damn.
in the middle of it was like I think like the what's the one for the is it the Academies, the
I thought-
music awards? It was one of
Oh,
those
the Grammys.
It may have been the Grammys. One of
Okay.
those kind of shows with
Yeah,
music,
yeah.
some music, a top music award.
It probably
show.
was the Grammys.
Yeah, she just rolled up on the stage.
I got to go back and look at that. That sounds funny.
I can't believe you didn't know that. You ain't seen that one.
I probably did, but I forgot.
And it was
about
so
it.
awkward because everybody knew she belonged up
I
there.
love awkward
It was
moments.
so awkward.
That's why this Oscars was
But she
awesome.
was claiming that moment though. Like she acted like she would belong on that
Well,
stage
you know
because she
what?
was from New York.
She's going to be remembered for that. So
well, yeah, because I remember that moment. Because
that's
I was
what
like,
you're talking about it.
I was like, why the heck is she on stage?
You're not
Just
really
'cause she
talking
from
about
New York.
You're not really talking about Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. You're talking about
No, I'm talking about Little Mama.
exactly. So
Or
it
Little
worked.
Mama, however she said
It
her
worked.
name. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think when anybody's fighting for somebody's honor, whatever he was doing, you can't hit somebody. And he's not going to get arrested. No one's going to bring charges against him, which there's obviously a double standard in society about that.
Well, Chris Rock isn't bringing charges. He doesn't want to.
Well, the whole point is that he still committed a crime in public. in front
Right,
of
but if
everybody.
you don't want to press charges,
No.
but I wouldn't. Hey, my charges would be cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Right, you
Go ahead and pay me.
pay me
for hitting my
not
face.
no not Will Smith paying him. I'm gonna tell so many I'm gonna keep Jada's name out my mouth. But if I were Chris Rock, I would have so much Will Smith stuff to say. If I had a show, I would talk about him slapping me. I would talk about everything about Will Smith. I ain't got to talk about your wife.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to talk about you.
Well, yeah, I think this is going to help Chris Rock's career.
Well, his show's already sold out. The ticket's gone up like 7-8 times.
Listen,
the original value.
Because I know you're going to talk about this, and I want to hear your bit. And I'll pay whatever it takes to hear your experience of what happened, because that's going to be funny. Because a comedian's going to take advantage of this and make it very funny. Even though it's a serious moment, he's going to make it funny. And Nathalie, if somebody said something to you, I would get pissed off immediately, but I don't think I would hit them, because I'm thinking in the back of my head, if I hit them, I'm going to jail. That's the first thing I'm thinking.
I don't want no savior. Like, I don't want you to come save me from someone's verbal.
Now, if they hit you, it's a totally different story. If they attempt to hurt you and hit you, that's a totally different story. You know, I'll jump in and do whatever I have to do. But if they're just talking and saying mean things to you, calling you, like racist words or something, I'd be very mad. But I'm not going to jump in to hurt anybody or put my hands on anybody, because I know I'm going to prison.
Right. Well, I thank you for that, because I think that's just stupid. Like, I don't see the chivalry.
I love you, but I gotta think real clearly, because there's a lot of people out there that would say Will is right, and I'll do the same thing. And there's a lot of women that'd be like, oh, my man, I would love to see him do that for me. And I'm thinking, you're not thinking about the consequences of your actions if you say, because they're just thinking in the moment.
Right. This is a whole thing.
And it's like a fantasy thing. Oh,
right.
It's a fantasy of my man rescuing me.
That's your man having lack of impulse control, which will get y'all in trouble.
Yeah, what happens if your ass ends up in prison? What are you going to do then? You're going to be thinking about how much you hit this dude, and then what you're going to have to sue. They're going to sue you for something.
How many people hit people and killed them?
Exactly. What happens if he dropped his head on the ground? What happens if Will would have punched him and he would have fell down and hit his head? You know what I'm saying?
Then you're like, oh, well, my man defended me. Yeah, but now he behind bars. Now you having to post bail.
Exactly.
Now y'all ain't together.
Yes.
Like, now you costing thousands of dollars in court fees. It just, like in this instance, Will Smith can afford to pay. If he had to pay, he could afford it. But the average person, no, you don't want your man hitting some other guy just because they said something to you. Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, I think the reaction, but the thing is, I think there's something going on in his life, because you got to think about it. To get up, to walk on the stage in front of all those people, to do that.
Homeboy snapped.
There's something that happened. That's what I'm saying. There's a mental snap that happened, because people don't do that.
Well, and his mom says he's never done anything like that in his entire life.
That's what I'm saying. When people snap or something's happening, I don't think it was the joke that caused him to do that. I think the joke
was the straw.
Put him over the top.
Yes, a straw that broke the camel's back.
And I think there's a lot of stuff going on in his life. You could tell, because he was crying and emotional afterwards. I'm like, yeah, there's something going on with him that we all don't know about, obviously.
No, because they got drama.
But they have drama than more than other couples. But there's a lot going on in this guy's life, and obviously he was hoping this Oscars would be a great moment. He was probably stressed before he got to the Oscars.
But Denzel said the right thing. Denzel said the truth.
What Denzel
He said, in your biggest moment is when the devil comes to get you.
Oh, yes. I believe that. The devil,
and that's 100% what happened to Will Smith.
I learned about that in seminary classes. At your biggest moments, the devil will use your weaknesses against you to expose yourself to the world.
Well, that's what happened. He got exposed.
And it's 100% true. So what that means is, whatever you're hiding in the dark that you're trying to hide from people, one day the way the devil works is he allows you to sin and do whatever you want to do. And then one day he exposes it to everybody. And then everybody knows. And he tries to take you down. That's why people don't realize the dangers of what they do. They think, oh, I'm going to get away with this for a long time. Oh, you won't. It will be
what
exposed.
Happens in the dark comes to light.
That's why whatever you do, just tell people the truth about it. Just be open about it. And then if you need help, because if you tell people, then the devil has no power over you. So I'm saying can't use it against you.
He needs to get some help. He needs something. Because I don't. Some people were like, "Oh, why are you acting like he
does need help?
He does. Like that's
counseling.
What happened to him is a mental thing.
It's a break, man.
And he definitely needs to get because some people were like, "Oh, that don't mean he needs mental health counseling." Yes, it does.
No, he does, because no normal person's going to go on stage in the middle of an award show watched by millions of people, and then walk up and slap another human being
open-handed.
Oh, it doesn't make sense, because you're not thinking about the situation fully. You're just reacting in that moment. You're angry and you're like, I'm going to take this dude down right now. And that's all you're thinking. And then
that little dude. I seen the one meme that has The Rock saying the same joke and it has on the bottom Will Smith at the bottom just laughing. Because if it was The Rock up there, his ass wouldn't have got out that damn seat.
That's my whole point.
He would not have got up out that seat.
I tell people this all the time, whether it's in the workplace, no matter where you are in life, people always size you up first before they talk about you or talk to you or kind of threaten you or say crap to you. They size you up to figure out, okay, they look at you, and they do this subconsciously. Well, that person doesn't look like they can say anything. I'm going to say this to this person and then see what I can get away with. And if they can get away with it, they'll do it. But if they can't, this happened to me multiple times throughout my career. People will try to say stuff, and once I say stuff back to them, they don't say anything again because they'll try you one time, and if you put them in place, they're not going to try you again. Most of my friends that were like shy or coworkers that were shy and didn't speak up, they got taken advantage of by people that seemed more powerful at the time. So that's all he did, because if that was The Rock up there telling that same joke, he would have sat right there in the seat.
He would have went like, hey man, after the show, he would have been, hey, that wasn't cool what you said. Like he would have went backstage and waited for him to come off the stage and say, hey man, what's up?
He would have took him to the side and say, hey man,
right.
I don't appreciate the joke, my wife, and he would have talked to him like a human being.
Right.
He wouldn't have smacked him and said all that stuff.
Yeah, because Chris Rock's a little scrawny behind. He's so scrawny.
Yeah, he played a crackhead in New Jack City.
He's still got that same. He doesn't look like a crackhead, but his body, he's still skinny. He's still real skinny.
He's small. He's a small guy. That's why Will Smith did that, because Will Smith is bigger in nature than Chris Rock.
Right.
That's why he slapped him. If it was a bigger dude up there, he wouldn't have. He would have
then walked off like he ish.
And
like
he walked off like
he gangster.
I slapped you, and I'm gonna walk off and let you looking like a fool. But Will's the one that ended up looking like a fool.
Yeah.
People don't think he did, but of course you did, because you're the one that lost it.
Yeah.
Chris didn't even do anything. I saw him a comment that said, "Hey, when he slapped, he didn't even wipe his face after he got hit. He just got slipped."
No, he just stood there, and then he said, like, I just got slapped by Will Smith. Like,
no, he got the S slapped out of him by Will Smith. That's what he said. He goes, "This is the greatest moment on television history." That's what he said. But I mean, how do you expect the guy to act after getting hit like that?
No, at least he's a comedian, so he can.
I think he took it like a champ, and he kept going forward. I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I mean, I couldn't imagine me getting hit and then reacting or not reacting, or you getting hit. I think the only way I'm reacting to somebody is somebody hits you. I think if somebody hits you, I'm losing all consciousness. I'm trying to kill the person, or my kids.
Right.
If somebody hurts my kids or attempts to do something to them, I think at that point I'm no longer thinking reasonable. I'm thinking, okay, well, you're trying to hurt my family, and I got to stop you.
Right.
And I think if anybody gets in that situation, I'd expect them to fight for their family and their
kids,
in
that instance, yeah.
Or any of my friends, same thing in friends. If somebody's trying to hurt them, I'd step in and try to help them somehow. But I mean, it's this whole situation is a crazy situation.
Yeah, Will just had some. He had a moment. He had a day. But I mean, overall, like that's definitely was out of his personality that he's shown the world normally. I don't know him, so I don't know his whole persona. But what he showed to the world, that was very out of character.
Hopefully it works. Hopefully he gets help and that he'll,
I'm hoping they figure it out. And I kind of, I hate to say this, right? And this is sad. And I'm going to end with this, but this is really sad. People don't like truth.
Nope.
Ever since they began to be honest about who they are and their relationship, people have used them for fodder.
Mm-hmm.
And people tell the truth in hopes to help other people.
Yes.
But most people can't, just like Jack said, you can't handle the truth. Most people can't. That's what Jack Nicholson said. A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Can't handle the truth. They can't handle it, and they take it and they use it against them.
Yes.
Right. You don't like when you have celebrities. Honestly, celebrities are the ones who don't talk much are the smartest.
Yes.
I hate to say it.
No, it is.
Because
nobody knows about them.
Right. When you don't know about them, you just have these own things in your head, but you can't
say anything.
Nothing that's really
concrete.
valid. Right.
Nothing in concrete.
Because they never said nothing.
Correct.
But as soon as they start talking, and they also have a mystique.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't know a lot about them, they have this mystique about them, and then it makes them
almost more special.
Yes, you like them more
when they come out. Yeah.
But then when they start talking, because I remember like Lady Gaga. When she first came out and she performed and she didn't say a whole lot, people were like, oh, yeah. But she still has a lot of fans. But I know, for me, I don't remember what it was exactly she said, but some things, I was like, she's just not as cool anymore.
Yeah, because she's opening her mouth.
She was talking too much.
What you talking about?
And I hate that I felt that way about her, because I liked her songs. I do like her music.
And you represent millions of people, too.
Right. But that's just how people are.
Yeah.
So once, she talked about her entanglement with the guy, and now Will got his entanglement with Chris Rock. It's like, people can't handle the truth about people. They just can't. And it's just sad.
Society in general treats stars like objects. They don't realize that they're people. They're human beings.
Yeah, and they see some of these things that are written about them, and they hear about them.
That's what I'm saying. People treat them. Society in general treats them like you're just objects.
Yeah, and they say, well, that's what they get paid for.
Yeah,
But they're still humans.
They're humans, and they read and they experience everything like we do. But somehow, the greater society is like, oh no, you're stars. You get paid. Since you get paid millions of dollars for what you do, you should take everything we give you. And I'm like, nah, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah,
when
it's messed up.
They entertain us. And they're still human beings, but they get treated horrible.
Yeah, they do.
By them. I mean, I'm sure whatever.
And I'm like, I can't say that I've never said anything about these celebrities. Now, I try not to say anything that's like super malicious.
Yeah.
But but some of these things, like I saw this one meme that had Jada Pinkett Smith's mouth full of hot dogs. And it was basically alluding to what happened with Will Smith, that she's busy.
Oh, she's busy getting it on with everybody else.
I guess with the hot dogs or something like that. I was just like, that's so bad.
That's going way above the top.
Right. It was just too much.
Because some people they do it to hurt them. That's what I'm saying. People like to hurt people because they're not around them and they don't see them face to face. But when they're away on the computer,
everybody on the computer. Yeah, they get that. Yeah, they got that computer courage,
and they get very brave. I bet you if they're in person, they wouldn't say those things.
Right? Oh yeah, yeah. Just like all the racists come out online.
Yeah, the racists come out online, but if they're sitting in front of you, they ain't gonna say those things to you. They're gonna keep quiet and they look at you.
Keyboard courage. That's what they call it.
Oh, keyboard courage.
Keyboard courage.
I never heard of that.
Because when you're behind the keyboard, that's when you get all the courage to say crap that you wouldn't normally say.
I wish I could slap somebody's face through the keyboard screen.
Anyway, we don't talk too much today. Maybe I have to get some energy out because I haven't talked.
I think it was you. You haven't talked all day. You waited till now.
I haven't felt good all day, so now I'm like talking. I'm like, man, it gave me some excitement.
Yeah,
it gave me some energy.
I told you to do it earlier. I told you to get this done earlier.
Thanks, Will Smith. You gave me some energy today.
I'm telling you, man. But yes, I would stand up for Nathalie if someone's going to physically hurt her. But I'm not gonna step up if. Now I might step up and say something, but I'm not going to physically hit somebody.
Well, I appreciate that, and I would rather you not.
I can't because I can't make it in prison, guys. I just can't do it. I think about it all the time. I'd be a wuss. I have to pretend like I'm strong and talk crap, and when I go to sleep at night, I'd cry myself to sleep because I couldn't handle it.
Thank you, Ian, for that moment of enlightenment about one of your fears.
Yes, but great episode. But if you want to follow us on the Family Mess Podcast, join us at the streaming platforms: Google Podcasts, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Did I say
everywhere you can find a podcast, we will probably be there.
Did I say Spotify also? Join us on Instagram, The Family Mess, Facebook, The Family Mess Podcast.
Download, follow, like, subscribe, whichever one you do on the platform.
Whoever you guys are that are making our numbers goes up, like keep downloading our episodes, please tell all your friends. And I want to get to like 200 downloads in 1 week from our podcast. Help us to get there. We love you guys.
Yes, please share.
Yes. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Man, you can't. All right, man.
Did you hear that?
That was nasty.